Hi, I'm Jono. Welcome to a Lunatone application video. In this video, we'll be looking at the Dolly 2 Expander and the Dolly 2 Repeater, the difference between them and their typical use cases. The Dolly 2 Expander is used for Dolly device expansion. It allows you to control devices on a Dolly subline using just one Dolly address. This means that you are able to control more than 64 devices on a single Dolly line with some reduced functionality. Here's how it works. On the input side, the Dolly in, the expander appears as a single Dolly ballast with one address. On the output side, Dolly out, all commands received on the input side are automatically forwarded as broadcast commands to the output side. Therefore, from the main Dolly bus, the input side, there is no single address control of the devices on the output side. The expander provides its own 200 mA power supply to support connected devices and control modules on the output side. There is also a switch DIMM input that allows for a switch to be used in place of the Dolly line. The Dolly 2 Expander supports control devices and input control on the subline. The Dolly 2 Repeater. Normally, a Dolly line is limited to a maximum length of 300 meters. With the Dolly Repeater, we can extend that limit up to 600 meters, which is 300 meters on each side of the repeater, while maintaining reliable communication with full control of addresses through the entire Dolly line. Here's how it works. If the subline is powered correctly, the repeater can receive and transmit Dolly commands that are received from either side. The repeater amplifies and forwards all commands received. The limit of addresses on a Dolly line remains 64. Each address is still individually controllable. There are two repeater types, one with an integrated power supply and one without. The integrated power supply version provides its own 200 mA power supply to support connected devices. For the versions without an integrated power supply, do not forget to add an external Dolly bus power supply on the subline. It is also possible to cascade multiple repeaters together on a single Dolly line, with a maximum limit of 3 repeaters and a recommended limit of 2 repeaters. This means that the repeaters can reach up to 900 meters on the Dolly line. The expander and the repeater have a built-in test button with 2 modes. A short press on the button sends a broadcast max command. The device's LED rapidly flashes continuously, and when pressing the button again, it sends a broadcast off command. The LED switches back to normal operation, showing quick flashes when there is bus traffic. When the button is pressed for a long time, it will start a test sequence where all connected luminaires cycle through their on, off, and dimming states. The LED on the device will flash rapidly as long as the test is active. To stop the test, press the button again. The test also stops automatically if a new Dolly command is received on the input side. This makes it quick and easy to verify your connected devices without needing to commission the Dolly line. After installation, the Dolly 2 Expander and Repeater are immediately ready for operation. Some key things to note. The connected devices on a subline must not exceed the integrated power supply's guaranteed supply current. The status LED is also very useful for verifying the installation. Flashes that match bus traffic indicate normal operation. Slow flashing indicates the test mode is active. Fast flashing indicates an error, such as a bus short or a missing power supply. For more advanced configuration, the expander can be addressed using the Dolly Cockpit PC software. Simply connect a PC to the Dolly bus using a suitable interface such as a Dolly 2 USB, WLAN, display, or IoT. The expander will automatically be detected and show up in the device list. From there, you can configure scenes, groups, and device settings for the expander. As the expander can receive and transmit full Dolly commands, the device does not require any special commissioning. However, let's go deeper into the functions of the expander. Dolly functionality. Parameters such as scenes, min-max levels, fade times, and power on levels can be defined in Dolly Cockpit. These parameters can be periodically sent every 10 minutes. If a device on the subline is replaced, it will automatically receive the correct settings in the next 10 minutes. The expander can repeat the last light level command that it received. Repeating the light level command can be useful if, for example, a power failure occurs on the subline. Once power is restored to the subline, the expander will set the correct light level automatically. System failure behavior. If the input side fails, you can define how the output side behaves. For example, we can make it so that the output side also powers down its bus, or the output side powers down its bus for 650 milliseconds, the output side bus power remains on, the output side sends a recall max after 600 milliseconds, or sends a recall min after 600 milliseconds, or sends a configured system failure level after 600 milliseconds. Note, if switch dim operation is detected, the bus supply is always switched on. Group forwarding. You can enable or disable whether a group command is forwarded to the output. When enabled, group commands received on the input side are forwarded to their respective group addresses on the output side. This allows group configuration and control across the entire system, rather than being limited to broadcast-only control. Note that this feature does not relate to the Dolly expander being part of its own Dolly group. Ignore broadcast. The expander can be set to ignore broadcasts on the input side, thereby forwarding only commands sent to its own address or assigned groups. Device type response. You can configure which device type the expander reports when queried with query device type. Usually the setting is not necessary. However, some gateways require an answer on the device type query to allow control of the device. Device type specific commands, such as RGB or tunable white commands, are forwarded regardless of the setting, while device type specific feature queries, such as query system failure color, are not supported by the expander. Query lamp failure. A useful feature is the ability to query lamp failures on the subline due to the strict Dolly timing. The query needs to be sent twice to receive a valid response. The Dolly 2 expander extends your device system device total by creating large sections of devices that respond to a single address. The Dolly 2 repeater extends your physical Dolly line by creating an amplifier on the Dolly line that extends Dolly commands reach. Thanks for watching. For more videos like this, check out our YouTube channel or visit our website.